Testing, testing. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Turn off the media. There's Teddy. Hey Teddy, a comment. What are y'all doing today? Let's get this show on the road. The microphone was picking up from the webcam again, and we know from the last stream how annoying that is. So hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. I think we're ready to start. Today we're going to be working out of Funland again, out of Coaster Hallow. And we have a lot to do in Coaster Hallow. I think one of the goals I have for this stream was to get Marvy G and Comet's coasters in here, but there's no rush on that. Those two coasters are going to be special. I want them to be just right. I can't share the park. I talked about this with Marvy G. Can't share the park. Why is there random bubbles over here? Okay. That's weird. So I can't share the park with Marvy G specifically because, or Comet, because of the issue I had last time where I kind of goof real bad, and I can't seem to get my park files correct, and I end up deleting the park. So let's go back to the gateway to Coaster Hallow, because that's a great place to start on our adventure. You guys have to let me know, too, if you can hear the game all right with the audio, or is the audio balanced? Like, you can hear the game and you can hear my voice okay. You know, that's all stuff that I don't know for sure, because I don't wear headphones to hear, because I use the latency to deliver a better stream, so there's a delay. So I will endlessly hear myself echo with a few seconds in between. Echo stop. Sorry, I set off my Remexa device. Over here is Comet's gift to Funland at the back side of... I'm blanking on the name. Mystic Timbers. Mystic Timber. Oh, for... shit and... Oh. See that? I swore, because this entire staff building that was here is gone. So at some point, I stupidly deleted my entire maintenance shed and everything over here. Love it. Love it. That's a project for a different day. Boy, this park has some issues sometimes. Rawr. Alright, so I've done some work in Funland, particularly in this area where we have Whiplash. I'm still working on Whiplash's like station and stuff and the load buildings. Okay, so yeah, Teddy, I see what you're saying. You can't hear the game really well. That's okay. If it doesn't bother you guys, it doesn't bother me either. Although I'd love to hear the game music a little bit more, but... And I did some... Okay, so I did some work out front here, too. I was excited to show this to you guys. All my signs are upside down. Hey! Look at that! All my signs are upside down. Marvy G. It wasn't just you. My signs are upside down. What in the heck kind of a bug is that? Okay. Okay, that's bizarre. I don't know anywhere else in the park where I have signs, but these ones aren't upside down. This park isn't shared with anybody. Oh, that's freaking weird. Look at that. They're upside down. How? Well, why would the game do that? Alright. Yeah, I'm going to customize each of these shops. We talked about this in the last stream, but I want to customize each of these shops. So why are we going down memory lane before we head over to Coaster Hollow? Well, specifically because I've worked a lot on these areas. You guys are probably getting crazy, like, woo, from going everywhere really fast. So I'll slow down a little bit here. I want to build a gift shop in the Coaster Hollow area. A gift shop or restaurant themed to each attraction. So we have Inferno. So Inferno is going to need a gift shop and restaurant. Ooh, look at that. Yes. So this is the newest ride here, and this is Drop One. Real creative name on there, but let's take a ride on it. I think I'm going to work on calling this something specific related to like a bird or something. I just wanted kind of a, they call it a weenie, and some people's parks call it a weenie. It's the big goofy attraction that soars over the area. So I kind of wanted that here. You get this fantastic view of the entirety of Funland there before you're aimed straight over the entrance arch, and it makes the railroad look tiny down below because you're really high up. First drop here passes by Inferno, lines up, and then does a flip before heading back into the forest, where it rolls over, completely inverts you very slow. So you hang there for a bit, and then you come back around through the forest, back under the lift hill, head out towards the lake, do the big arc up and over, get wet. Another nice hang time there where you kind of dangle. Some air time. I made sure my close calls were tight, Teddy. I really did. Because I saw your comment about head choppers. It took head choppers too literally. Yes, I did. It's funny enough you mentioned that. And I'm glad you're here in the stream, because we can actually head over to that coaster, and I want to show you. Funny enough, here it is. I set up every clearance on this thing to be tight to people's heads. If I pause the game right when they go through somewhere tight, like right here, okay, look at this, their heads are actually about an arm's length off the bars. In real life this wouldn't work. If someone raised their hands and they were particularly tall, they could clip it, but it's fun to do in a video game, isn't it? But yeah, look at that clearance. Here's another one. Absolutely inches off the headrest. So yeah, it wouldn't work in real life. It does work in Planet Coaster though. So we have this attraction here is the one we're working on now, and I think, to be honest with you, I think that it's a fun attraction. I really do. I have to remember too, while I'm doing this, while I'm live streaming, because I'm kind of new to live streaming. I never really did it before much. I think that with this live stream setup, I have to remember not to pause too much in game while I look at my phone, which is propped up against the side of my monitor, to check the chat and watch where we're at, like in the stream with the latency, because that'll give you guys just a blank spot you have to stare at a few seconds after that. I'm actually going to turn notifications off, disable all apply, disable all staff notifications, disable all shop notifications, disable all global notifications, disable all financials, disable all water park notifications, and all facility notifications. Apply and close. Excellent. No longer have to get that stupid pop-up, because I work in a sandbox park. Hey, Rush Place. I work in a sandbox park, and I don't care about notifications. It's cool. I do have a managed park. They talked about this in Moom and Little Sox's community a little bit. Actually, that's an active conversation if you guys want to, chime into it. Head over there to the Discord for Moomin and check out this. The whole there's a whole conversation related to sandbox play and its relation to the game, and like people that play, Like Moomin says he doesn't play, but there are people that do play the financial manage mode. And I do that when I'm in the mood. My line of work that I'm in involves a lot of spreadsheets and data and figures and stuff. And I sometimes get in that mood, like after work, I kind of still in work mode, but I want to play games. So, sadly enough, I prefer to do that. Let's go ahead and paint this terrain to match the other, or paint this pathing here to match the other. I kind of want this sundial type thing, this terrifying vomit machine here in the middle. I want this to have the asphalt pattern on it. Asphalt, but I want it to be black asphalt. I don't know why it automatically defers to like tannish asphalt, because nobody asked for that. Nobody. The only thing that I did wrong here whenever I created this upside down ride is that this soaring coaster is that I did the entrance and exit queue lines are extended over the path area here, which easy fix, easy breezy, beautiful. That's CoverGirl. That's not, yeah, but yeah. So I mean, it'll work, right? It'll work. We'll make it work. If you're new to the channel, guys, I just want to throw this out there. If you're watching the video later, I know there's one person watching right now, but more will join as we go, and people pop in and out. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, I prefer to play Planet Coaster 2, although I can play other games. Oh, yeah. See, unfortunately, the latency, Rush. I just now seen your message, but yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, so now it's going to rain in the game, of course, which I'm perfectly fine with. I like the weather in Planet Coaster 2. I know some people can't stand the weather. I prefer the weather. I think it adds that extra little layer of fun to the game. Now, you don't obviously want god-awful expanses of pavement just everywhere, right? Like, I walk through here, yeah, this is going to be a high-traffic area, so you want lots of room for people to move. And one of the irritating points here that I pointed out was that my load station is inverted. Actually, I'm going to fix that right now. So, if you guys didn't know, I mean, this is my play. On Sundays, this is my play of the game. I would normally play and then record what I'm doing and then run it back for you guys like cinematically in like a weekly video. I've changed that now. Coaster Hallow is part of my YouTube analytics research. So when you're in this, in the world of YouTube and YouTube analytics, you start to notice trends and patterns. It's the only way you can actually keep your channel like healthy is to watch the trends and patterns and then work with them. So one of the trends that I noticed recently, and I hate when a fence is short, one of the trends that I noticed recently was that there's a complete oversaturation of cinematic walkthroughs of someone's park, particularly time-lapse and cinematic, which is what I was doing. Because I thought, okay, I see the trend, I'm going to do it, I'm going to have build a community around it. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Building Funland, great. Building Pixie Park, amazing. Who can forget Willow Grove? I mean, if you follow the channel for a while, Willow Grove was just our life at one point. But what I wanted to do differently here was live stream this park and then make cinematic walkthroughs of what we've made. So if you guys haven't seen the spotlight I did called, I think it's called A Breathtaking Planet Coaster 2 Creation. It was made by Cold Sore OMG, and it's Temple Ithaca. And its Clouds did a really cool spotlight of it. And Cold Sore had submitted it to our spotlight submission form, and I put it off a lot because I was upgrading my computer. So yesterday I did this cool spotlight of it, and it's getting pretty good reception. People seem to be liking it. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. That is going to be how I'm also going to do my weekly breakdowns of the videos, like what went on in the park, will be reviewed kind of as a spotlight. Bee in my bonnet here, which is a bizarre saying, but it is, it does hold true, is that I hate how if you have the global illumination, which is what I upgraded, got myself, all global illumination capable and all that, you can't turn all lights on in daylight. Some of the lights will only be actual light when it's actually nighttime. So you have to put these. These seem to be some of the few that actually light up, these black ones. And it's annoying. It is. But it is what it is. It's what we have to work with, right? I think up top here, I want to put... I don't know. I think I'm going to turn snap off, that's for sure. Align to surface needs to be on. I think I need a safety railing like up top here. Maybe nothing substantial. Like if an engineer was up here, just for employee safety. Guest safety really wouldn't matter. This is a guest off zone. And the train makes pretty... Of course it's not centered. The train makes pretty decent rounds, so I'm probably going to see... That's going to bug the crap out of me, how off-center that is. The trains make pretty good rounds, so I think we're going to see the clearance here while I'm working on this. If the train is running. I think the train is running. I'll have to check here quickly if the train is running or not. But I think that... Yeah, it's open. I wonder where it's at. Because it's nowhere along the track in the distance that we can see there. It's interesting. But yeah, I think the clearances are good here. Maybe we'll put a ladder. Ladder and an access point. Kind of a guest-free zone ladder. Just something to give the staff some way to get up there if they have to. But nothing that would invite a guest to climb it up. Because you know someone would. So maybe over here. And I can protect it with a gate. Probably. I'm going to make it yellow or black. Black. I want it to blend in. I don't like when my infrastructure in my park sticks out and distracts. But I like it to be there for the added realism. So I'm so bummed about that maintenance area. I cannot believe that maintenance area is deleted. I loved that area. And it's unretrievable. As far as I can tell, it's unretrievable. There we go. And we'll just, what I'll do is go grab a sign. I know there's one around here. Yeah, right here's one. Warning, a rule board. Now with these, when I do these rule boards, I really have to be careful that I'm not altering. I don't want that. I'm not altering it too much because it's tricky to get the font right. We'll kind of make it like that. And it's not as inviting to a guest to go back there. And they're kind of more visible out here where a staff member could see them. Remember, you guys, to hit a like on the stream. It does help. I try to make these so that it does have some good rewatchability, but they do go on for a while. So I'm actually going to turn my fan on now, too. If you start to hear this too much on the stream, tell me right away. It's a little bar fan. It actually blows just... Oh, there's the train. That's a cool view. Right through the coaster. It actually blows just up under my chin, up under the bottom side of the mic. So it's nice. But it does get a little warm. My computer turns into a space heater while we're running the game. Because I have, you know, the shaders and all that are going. We need to go out here along the fence line and paint the ground. This is the defining factor when you build anything like this. Paint the ground. Wear the ground out, because people installing the fence wore the ground out, the fence itself wears the ground out, regular maintenance wears the ground out, and then guest foot traffic on the pavement rubs the ground and wears it out. It'll look artificial and tacky if it doesn't have a little bit of edge paint there. I learned that from Iron Matty. Iron Matty has a cool video on YouTube about ground paint in Planet Coaster 1, but it applies to Planet Coaster 2, and I wish Matty would do more tutorial videos like he used to, but he has been taking a break. We want to kind of wear the ground out along here, kind of under all them footers, under the edge of this building, because nothing would grow down here. Right? Logic follows logic here. Then I'm going to take dirt, so dry dirt. No, I'll take soil debris and just do around the base of the trees, because they would anyway in real life. They might have a bush under them or something, but I doubt it. In a park like this. I mean, back here they would, because it's intentionally like this, but this kind of a park would have heavy grounds crew and maintenance always working on things like that. But see, it makes it just from an object that's just stuck in the ground to an object that interacts with the ground. And you can do a little bit of a ground bump underneath and then put the tree down, but, you know, who has the time? Really, really, who has the time? Unless you really get into it. I do play immersive play. Sometimes when I play Planet Coaster, I do immersive play. So I'll really get into it. I really get into like the management side, and like I think about the effects like an attraction would have on the public and like all that stuff. In my head, I've even had like little pretend press releases, like Funland Park is getting a new ride. It's all for fun. It's all for fun. I'm a highly imaginative guy. I really am. I have a lot of high imagination energy. Constant. And I enjoy sharing that. That's why I like making videos, because I like sharing that imagination with other people who have a similar mindset. So now I'm going to kind of carve a path through here, because Comet's coaster is actually going to go over here in this land. So the pathway is going to snake underneath this flying coaster, this dive coaster. It's a dive coaster, not a flying coaster. I'm not a coaster guy, just so you guys know. I am not a coaster guy. I love coasters. I haven't studied them like some people have. I envy that kind of awareness of coasters. And do you guys see this hexagon pattern the rain is making? That is so weird. Like triangular, not hexagon, but like triangular pattern. Must be how the game interprets things, and I'm just seeing like, I'm seeing the in-between. That's really cool. Alright. Let's grab some pathing here and set it to the pathing we have, a rustic path. And I want to kind of start drawing my path through here. I am going to have to custom support. Ew. Hate custom supporting. Corvus loves it. Corvus loves it. There's actually, if you guys know Corvus, there's a video out now that he did, and he talks about how he loves, he just spends, all those hours, custom supporting rides. And I just look at it like it's a giant chore. I know Loop-de-Loop likes it too in the community. Loopty has been on me for like the last year to sit down and try to do like a tutorial with him on like coasters. We didn't Planko 1, we got in like a call and like he walked me through like some of the basics on coasters. And because like I said, I love coasters. I'm one of the people that I get like that I forget what people call that, not stimulation, almost like stimulation, just from like, I get like fixated. I'll get around a coaster, like a wooden coaster, and I'll just stare at it because I get like super deep into like the sound it makes and the vibrations and like the look of it and the smell. Like, you know, coasters have a specific smell to them, and I like everything about it. Like, I get really super into it. Anyway, that's my weird, you know, my weird thing. All right, so let's do. Wonder how much clearance is under here in relation to a person. Let's look at clearance in relation to a person. So I'll just type in person, and I'm sure I'll get nothing. Yep, nothing. People, statue. Now we're cooking. There's no. There are these people statues in the game. Why would they not be listed under people, statue, or person? Frontier really needs to work on that. They're not under fences, framework, or facilities. They're not under interactive or art shapes. They would be under statues and centerpieces. And modular? No, because they're not modular. Modular centerpieces, regular centerpieces? Oh, here they are, of course. Stone guest. Alright, so we're working with, let me make sure their feet are on the ground. Alright. We're working with that much clearance. That's a good amount of clearance. I mean, I'm assuming that's an adult woman, I believe. Good headroom through there. This tree's got to go. But yeah, good headroom through there. I think we can run our exit through there. I think I want the entrance to run over to here on this pathway. So I have a nice cattle pen I can build out. So let's place, and I'm going to break the cardinal rule of load and unload. If you guys don't know, load and unload on a coaster works so much better for throughput on your coaster if you put your exit like right here, because people get off the ride right here, right? And it's so much better on you. Actually, I could run the exit to there. Yeah. It's so much better on you for load times if you get your people loaded and unloaded fast. So, like, let me put my exit down here. And you can see, like, they're going to unload. The game unloads them right here. And if they exit immediately, once they're here, the next group, hey, error. Once they're here, the next group can load into the coaster. Like, no problem. I might put the entrance over here, because I kind of want the entrance to sit immersed in the coaster. I want each load of people to, you know, when they hit the brake run and everybody goes, ah, and then they'll laugh or they start chattering. I want that kind of feeling to happen to people while they're waiting in line, because that's a cool feeling, like when you see how much everybody else enjoyed the coaster. Nice to see you, Error. Nice to see ya. And we'll run it right out to there. Simple, right? It's never simple. You guys know that. You guys know that. It is never simple. Let's see. So while we got to support there, and we got to support there, which I think this is, no, that's a game support. I don't know why the pathing didn't clip off the game support. So let's bump this pathway over slightly. No. No. Let's backspace off that path piece and try to line this guy up here better with this this opening. Stay off the supports. There we go. Oh, Planet Coaster 2, you so janky sometimes. My chair is really stupid. I just lowered it to the floor. Give me 1 second. There's 2 levers. You guys get to hear my silly ass screw things up repeatedly in the background here. Okay. So my chair is doing this annoying thing. The lever you engage for the backrest to like recline is a little touchy. So any slight movement jiggles the latch. And then my weight, I'm a big guy, my weight shoves the chair back. And it like pops and clicks, like flies back off of its. And then it's like in like a recline mode until I reset myself. And occasionally I grab the lever and I lower myself to the floor. I'm 6 foot tall. So it's a hard drop. It's a hard drop. All right. Now, everybody settle. Let's get into the mode here. What kind of coaster are we working with here? In my opinion, we're working with a flighty coaster, a bird maybe? A bird, a plane? Is it a plane? I mean, it's more like a bird, like a tribal bird. Like a woodland tribal bird. You guys think the same thing? Yeah. Unless you guys object in the comments. Like I said before, I said this in last stream, they're not my coasters, they're your coasters. I'm a community-driven person. I don't really, you know, it's not like it's my park, it's our park. So I want you guys to speak up when you want to see certain things a certain way. So what I'm seeing here for this is a big L-shaped building that encompasses, because look, it's raining, and people go into a brake run. They don't want to sit in the brake run or go slow in the brake run when it's pouring down rain. When you're on the coaster, fair game, right? But when you're coming into the brake run, you don't want to sit in the brake run and just get soaked in the rain just sitting there, especially if another coaster's loading or unloading and you're kind of stuck in a queue or going slow here. So I want a big L shape. And I think in combination with that, the line has to have its own structure. So I'm thinking a structure jutting out and then L-shaped. There's like I don't know, maybe a giant box around all this. That's gonna look stupid. I mean, I could make it look good. You know that. I mean, I could do the ending like a show, like psychedelic or lighting or something. I don't know. I think I'm overthinking this. Because I could just do path and cover. It's perfectly fine if you're outdoors in a line for a ride. I mean, it's annoying, but it's part of the game. Amusement parks do that to get you thirsty. That's what it is. They want you consuming more liquid. Because then occasionally you're going to get hungry. You're going to consume more food. And then you're also going to have to use the bathroom. So you have to be in the restrooms. Now, I've never been in a real-life park that charged money for bathrooms, but I've heard of it. I have. I don't know where, but I have heard of it. I don't know how true it was. But Planet Coaster 2 got that as part of the park management system, so they were like, yeah, we'll just add that. But this park doesn't have park management. It really doesn't. So let's go with a queue line here. First of all, queue line style. I think I want to stick to, let's see, not the arrows. Because there's the vinyl, there's the blue queue, which is weird they call it that, but then there's the rustic. But then, like, I already have the rustic for the regular park. I wonder if, like, blue rustic, what would that even look like? Oh, the railing's blue. I like that because it matches the coaster. Let's turn on fixed length of 11 and an angle snap of 11.25 with a length snap of 1 foot. That'll give us nice increments to work with for a good fun build. Nice solid build. Something that's pretty uniform. See that? And then I think what we'll do here is drop it to the ground, which apparently I am not permitted to do. Oh, it only wants it at so much of an angle for so long. Yeah. And I want to flatten it out here. Yeah. And then I want to drop here. But first I want around the corner, so drop again and try to hit ground here. I really need to try to hit ground here without digging. And try to cattle pen in this area here, maybe at an angle. That didn't work out really, did it? It's one of the more frustrating aspects, I think, of this system is that it's so good, but yet it's so finicky. Like, there's days when I really have to fight with this. So, a lot of times you'll just see me do this, where I just throw in the towel and drop my path. That is a long enough roller coaster line. I'd love a longer line. I really would. Alright, so we have our gateway open here. But we'll have to do something with this area. So I kind of want something. Ha! Specific, isn't it? Very specific. Alright, it's no longer raining, which is wonderful. This tree is going to be completely in the way of whatever we're doing. So I'm going to move it over here. Make sure it doesn't clip. Make sure it doesn't obstruct sight lines. Looking good. Alright. So now we're going to go over and bring in one of our signs. You guys have to stop me. When you see me take off into the park to go grab something, yell into the chat, blueprint, please. Because I have blueprints for all the stuff in the park. And I need to be grabbing them from the blueprints menu instead of running off everywhere into the park to go get stuff. So, we haven't named this yet, but I want you guys to go drop into the comments. And right now I'm gonna call it comment name. I want you guys to name this coaster. So, if someone drops a name into the chat, if no one objects, no one offers an alternative or whatever, we'll go with it. Okay? You guys start debating back and forth, we'll have to throw them up as a vote. Or I'll just pick one. Not sure yet. If you guys didn't see last time, Party Time is a pretty cool, like, indoor party style ride, which I'm going to actually open to the public and call it Party Time. It is a little janky. Some of the lasers and stuff move with the spinning light system on the roof, but still fun. People will enjoy it. Oh, they'll enjoy it. I'll make sure they enjoy it. We need a custom supporting system here too over this pathway because, I mean, unless Harry Potter installed this, it doesn't make any sense. But let's do the fun part right now. All fun, right? All fun. Let's do the fun. I like the steel, so I fight this a lot. This steel infrastructure that floats in between the edges and it makes building around it a pain in the neck. But I think in this case, I like this floating floor structure. I mean, obviously not as part of the building's, like, actual self. Maybe. Sorry if I clear my throat a lot here. Not used to talking this much. Not at all. I do training at work. That's about a 45-minute speech. But let me get a water here. Alright. So I don't know if you guys saw. Let's put a foundation around this first. So I don't know if you guys saw, but on Discord I did mention that we have a high wind warning coming up. We're some kind of pressure system. I don't know how weather really is in the fall, in the winter like this. The weather is kind of all over the place. But we have this pressure system that's going to set up, and then it's going to cause tighter, what are called isobars, which, you know, differences in pressure. And we get 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. And that's going to start around 1 p.m. my time, so in about an hour. But, I mean, they build up, so they'll be before that. So if I lose power, I won't try to reconnect to the stream. That'll just be the end of it. Because I won't fight it. Alright, we'll plop this all in place, and then we'll adjust it. I'll deal with any clipping, etc. Give us a nice skirt around the building. I think I kind of have a general idea. There's a tree. Because I'm going to put corner posts so you won't see like this edge. But I kind of like this exposed underside, this network of like steel pipes and stuff underneath. I enjoy that. That's a pretty hard thing to fight, and it does have a nice look to it. So I think I'm going to go with it. I think I need to move that. That's perfect. So the building's actually going to sit just below these steel girders. So let me move that down one more notch. Just below the steel girders. Now I'm going to put a cap on it. Just something flat and concrete, something healthy that'll hold up. Maybe brick painted brick. Not aquatic corrugated. Divided plaster, marble, because of course we can't have enough marble in a theme park. How about stone? Stone looks good. Nice and solid. Excellent. And don't worry about that edge. It will get covered up. Just going to go around and plop that in all the visible places. I don't think down through here is too visible. No. I mean, you'd really have to look to see. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it all anyway. It just covers those edges and makes the building a little more believable. Now, as far as the station colors go, let's see if I can change the station's supports to black. No, cancel that. And this will change the entire coaster. Yeah, but it works. It works. Makes the coaster a little more lively, I think. Surprisingly, because black usually has an opposite effect. But now we can move on to step 2, which is to replicate this support pole structure up top. And then I don't have to fight with disguising it. So let's go ahead and grab some supports. And we're going to look around for one that sort of seems like it would be right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a winner. Alright, so now squaring it is the annoying part, but I think I can square off of this, paint it black, angle snap, pop it up into position, grab this, pull it over here, slide it, and clip through right where it should be. Alright. Slide this over. It is slightly smaller and slightly different, but above, you can't tell. It's like it's the same pole. Good night, Comet. Have a good sleep. I know you're on a different time zone in a different part of the world. Let us know if cats take over, please. You're a good early morning. I want a nice, tall, sweeping, towering station. Something grand like this. So I got a cool one for you guys. While I grab a drink here, I got a cool one. Alright, I heard this on Instagram the other day. There was a farmer who had a dog and Bingo was his name-o. Completely understood, right? Who are they talking about? They talking about Bingo is the farmer's name? They talking about Bingo is the dog's name? Because if you really think about those lyrics, it is not clear who they are referencing. Who's Bingo? Love to hear your thoughts on that. Because that is a very annoying mind bender. Because they're right. It's not clear if they're talking about it. Hey, what's everyone? Marvy G. I think you forgot the up there, but hey, what's up, Marvy G? So, Marvy, welcome to the stream. Welcome to everybody. I really appreciate you guys coming along. You know, it's wonderful to me every time you guys want to show up and check things out. And there's 60 here right now, which is just great. If there was one person, I'd be happy. But there's 6. It's awesome. I love y'all anyway, you know? I really do. You guys have given me a lot of purpose over the last, I'd say over the last year. I kind of given up on my channel at one point. I did Minecraft content. I made memories and friends in Minecraft that I'll keep probably the remainder of my life. For real, you know, not to get mushy or anything on you. But I'll keep some of those friends for the rest of my life. I mean, I had Thanksgiving dinner with 2 of them. You know, I slept at their house. It's just, it's awesome. But it's one of them things where, you know, it's about the people. I see your chat there, Morby. I'll get to that in a second. So it's about the people you meet along the way. And I was never good at Minecraft streaming or play. I didn't understand YouTube very well. I didn't understand editing style very well. I still struggle with editing style a lot, but I think I've improved over time. I really do. I think I have worked on my style and, you know, my delivery method. That's more up to you guys to determine. So when I say, like, in a video, hit like, that's literally what I mean. If you actually liked it, hit like, because then it's a good metric for me to look at and say, oh yeah, I did the right thing on this one. So yeah, I had given up on my channel a lot, and I think what kind of reawakened me, I want to move these posts out here because I want to use these. What kind of reawakened me, for real, was the just the idea that you could go on and play Planet Coaster for people. I played Planet Coaster for years. Now, every game is streamable. I mean, no BS. You guys know this. Every game is streamable. There's an audience somewhere for every game. But I didn't know there was such a huge Planet Coaster audience that existed in the world. I really didn't. And I was so delighted to learn this because I was like, I love Planet Coaster. And then you guys just have liked what I've done, and it means the world to me. But so speaking of that, off the mushy crap, I'm not big on mushy stuff. I really am not. But I want you guys to know you mean a lot to me. You really do. Each and every one of you. Even if you're just here lurking right now. Like, you mean a lot to me. And even the people I've disagreed with over the last year. You know, I've had some disagreements with some people. Some tit for tat, you know. No biggie. No biggie to that. I don't hold it against anyone. I really don't. I know my channel grew very rapidly in the beginning. You know, we've talked about this before in some of our chats and stuff we've had. That, you know, I've switched now to a different way of advertising my channel out there. I don't post it on every one of those Reddits where, you know, post your channel and people will stop by and give you your opinions on it. That's where a lot of that was coming from. That creates a hollow audience. People are just showing up because they just want to show up, see you show up at their channel. That's all it is. But now we have it where, you know, you guys come here, especially you guys who are regulars, you come here for each video. You come here for each live stream. You know, you can't wait to see what's next, you know. And that's cool. That's really cool. That's where I want to be with things. And you guys, I gotta tell you, like, now Marvy mentioned having the coaster finished today. So I want you guys to know, so this park, if you don't know this already, I talked about this at the beginning a little bit and last stream. Comet's gonna have a coaster over here, or no, Marvy's gonna have a coaster over here. Like in this whole area over here, there'll be some form of a coaster. And then Comet's over here. And then I'll have other coasters and other rides all through this area. But that's the kind of stuff I like to do. I love that interaction because you guys' creations blow my freaking mind. I'm not a huge Planet Coaster builder. I'm still learning a lot. And I'm not a gigantic Planet Coaster builder yet. I really am. I struggle with the basics. Okay? And you guys build these crazy, blown out concoctions that are just mind-bending. And I'm like, how? How'd you do this? You know? Like, every time. Every time. It just blows my mind every time. But it's cool, Marvy. Like I told Comet, no rush. No rush. This is our park for a while. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but I want to make sure any of you guys who've joined the stream since. So what we're going to do is we're going to build these attractions on stream. Okay. And then for my weekly video, my Saturday videos will be about what happened on the stream. Actually, my Wednesday videos will be what happens on the stream, but in a cinematic way. So I'll spotlight this with music and like slow, like I'll do cinematics, like I'll pan through like this, you know, my slow cinematic pans and stuff like that. Okay. And I'll play the music and, you know, it'll be a Planko and Chill spotlight. And, but it'll be the finished product. So the live stream is building the product. And then the Wednesday video is the finished product, the spotlight. And then Saturday is going to be community day. So I want you guys to go locate. It's on the Discord. It's in a lot of the descriptions, not in the description of this, but it's in a lot of other videos. There's a spotlight submission form. And all you do is you drop to me a little bit of information about your item that you've built. And then if you watch the spotlight I did called A Breathtaking Planet Coaster 2 Creation, it's Temple Ithaca by Cold Sore OMG. Yeah, check that out. That is how it works. Okay? So that's how the spotlight will go. And I'll just spotlight like that. Every Saturday I'll do one. I have one for Marvy G, which will actually come out this week because I've made tons and tons of promises to do it. And I haven't done it yet. And sorry, Marvy, I'm being bad about that. But it's like I told Cold Sore, I have been waiting for my PC upgrade to be completed. I have everything done with it. I don't know, you know, if you guys have ever moved PCs, but changing out everything over to what you normally, like your productivity tools and everything, logging everything in, getting all your settings right, having all your programs that you use downloaded and installed, it's a chore. You know, because a lot of times after work, I prefer to just sort of play and to unwind from work. It's a very important part of my mental health routine is to play Planet Coaster, believe it or not. And because that allows me to just get my mind off of my work. I am a manager at my work, so I am currently managing 2 aspects of our facility. I don't want to get too far into the details, but it's a lot of stress. There's a lot of angles to think about, and there's a lot of things. So during the week, when I finally get home, I like to just turn my brain off and play Planet Coaster, get into a park. I also play Foundation a lot. I play Prison Architect. I play Satisfactory. I play Factorio. Believe it or not, I actually played Total Annihilation, which was a 90s game. So that's a cool little nostalgic thing. And no way in hell they'd be building this with the coaster trains in the station. Run the risk of damaging them with a steel I-beam. But yeah, they're here. Because in Planet Coaster we can't do anything about that. I thought about having a separate unload like over here. And then the coaster just like rolls around and loads. But I'm not seeing any benefit to doing that yet. And from what I've seen in other people's live streams, like I watched Jan's live stream, and I watched some stuff with Corvus, and it's been touchy at best for people to get it right. I know that in a project MarVG and I and Comet are working on, which I've mentioned on Discord, so I can tell you guys, we're building a Tomatoa coaster to the song Shiny. From Moana from Disney. I got permission from Disney to use it without, they won't copyright strike the channel as long as I don't monetize the video. So really cool, really exciting stuff. We're working on that project. Like on the side, we have to build a giant animatronic Tomatoa, and he's a giant crab covered in glittering gold. And so anyway, there Marvy actually has an unload there in that coaster. It works. The safety fence really isn't necessary over here. I'm just realizing that guests really can't encounter the coaster except right here. So we might extend the safety fence like through this zone over here. I had to work out that weird corner right there, but I wanted to avoid the supports as good as I could here. Oh, turn angle snap off. And don't be freaked out if I jump around, guys. ADHD is fun. If you guys didn't notice too, down into the comments, there is a Q&A set up. And there is a poll set up. The poll's a generic one. I just kind of want to test how they work and what kind of reporting they show. Like, plus it gives me a good grade if you guys like this or not. Look at Inferno over here. Just sitting here chilling. I can't wait to open this to guests because I think they're going to enjoy it a lot. I think they're really going to flock to here. But I don't want a ton of lag and tons of guests over here, like right now, while I'm working on this. But I don't know if I can access the Q&A from my phone. So, like, I have my live board up here. Like, I have my computer running right now to the... I have my computer running over here. Let me click on questions. Okay. So Comet has asked the question, what is a build in Planko you still want to do? Like a big coaster, a specific area, or a dark ride? I gotta tell you, I want to do a dark ride. I want to do a really damn good dark ride. I want to do something freaky and mysterious and crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Elderon, I think it's called, which was by Pixel, it might have been. I can't remember who did it. But it's this terrifying Planet Coaster 2 coaster. Or Planet Coaster 1 coaster. Okay? And I've always wanted to do something like that about Planet Coaster 2, because now you can do custom media in games. So, like, I can do, like, a demonic face and all kinds of other stuff. So I hope that answers that question. Alright, let's put a roof on this building. I thought about a Viking wood floored roof. I think they look good as a roofing structure. I don't know if it works well for like the design. I would have to put a secondary roof just on top of this one, which was of a different material, like an asphalt or something with a rim around it, like, you know, proper drainage and all that. I might do that. Let me line this up nice and centered. Perfect. All right, here we go. Perfect is not a word a Planet Coaster 2 player utters very often, because often there's no such thing as perfect. And as you can see, we got one heck of a lip around the edge of this thing. Did get the lineup right. Did not get the lateral adjustments right. Oh, and I grabbed the mysterious spot. Little bit of news for you guys, community-wise. I am starting to prepare a meetup for this summer. Here in the United States, we will be able to meet and greet at an amusement park. So I'll be releasing the details for that closer to the time on Discord. It'll be here in the northeast part of the United States. It's a small park with free admission and free entry. I won't be renting a pavilion because I'm not anticipating a giant turnout. But if you want to come hang out, ride some coasters, chat, chill, meet in real life, that'd be cool. The only thing I ask is if you're underage, please bring a parent or guardian along with you. Don't just show up, because that's weird. But yeah, more details on that will be coming. What about a panel? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, a panel could be cool. But I kind of want to make sure it is set correctly. You know, I was supposed to go play Magic the Gathering today. I totally did not yet. We're dealing with some bad weather today. Talked about it in the beginning of the stream. Yeah, so Marvy, Hershey would be a great idea. I love that kind of idea. However, Hershey is probably going to be out of my budget. I'll be able to make a trip there, and I've obviously will be announcing it to everyone. So you're more than welcome to get a ticket. Like, I'll announce it in the, like, before I actually commit, so you guys can get a ticket and you can be there at the same time as me, and I'll gladly hang out, like 100%. You guys know me. But yeah, the actual meet and greet spot, I think we're going to go with Knoble's Grove, which is a beautiful little free entry, free parking, small town amusement park. There's no gates, no entryways, no fences. You can literally walk into the place from the woods. It has 4 coasters. One's an inverted, 2 wooden coasters, and then a bobsled wooden coaster with no track. But yeah, Hershey is definitely on my list this summer. I think I've lost enough weight to pass the restraints on some of the coasters, which would be great because I got a confession for y'all. I've never actually ridden a big boy coaster. I've ridden normal big coasters. I did ride what was called Whirlwind at Knoebels when I was a kid. It was really cool. It was a white coaster. It was a Vekoma, I think it was, or an Intamin. I think it was a Vekoma. And it was one of those ones that really sounded loud when it went up the lift hill. It had a loud hum to it. But I've never ridden like a big boy coaster, like a big big steel coaster in my life. As a kid, I was too chicken shit to ride them, and as an adult, too big. So I've lost a ton of weight. When I say I lost a ton of weight, I'm telling you, I've lost 100 pounds of weight. But I still have a bit of extra skin in the front, and it's like a pouch of skin. And I look a bit like a melted crayon. But what happens is that extra pouch does get in the way of some of the restraints. Oh yeah, and what's crazy, Marvy, is I know the I know the forces you can expect on your body when I watch coaster POVs. I know the feelings that you could expect. You know, like how, for instance, how in a loop, you don't come out of your seat, you get pressed into your seat. You know, your intuition is to say, well, I get pulled out of my seat as I go around the loop. No, you get pressed into it. You get G-forces on you, especially around the bottom of the loop. And, you know, like I know stuff like that. So when I watch coaster POVs, I'm like, oh yeah, that would feel amazing. That would be just so cool to experience. But I've never actually experienced it. so yeah, it's a goal. It's happening. It is freaking happening this summer. So let's look at trim. So I have never been big on trim in the game. Never. Like I've never committed to trim around a building, and it makes all the difference in the build. It really does. It makes all the difference. And in a build like this, it's super important to have that trim because you have those two overlapping roof pieces. But I don't know. I have to come up with something good here. So maybe a dark blue edge and a teal green, orange, purple, red. No. Throw some color into the build maybe, but no. I don't know. I'll go with like a dark purple, like a red violet. I don't know. It looks kind of gaudy. I don't know. Black trim edge to tie it into the build. Does that kind of look out of place? Yeah, there's no purple anywhere else in the build, so that does look out of place. Maybe a dark blue. Yeah, that pulls from the build. I just realized in-game music really isn't showing up at all. It's frustrating. Can you guys hear like piece placement stuff? Like the thump? Like there's like a back... Let me get near a coaster or something. You guys hear the music on this? Yeah, no, okay. Let me look at my OBS settings, because I think desktop audio is turned like way down. Let's turn that way up. There we go. Okay. And then go into the game settings here. Grab the audio. Play some test audio. See, it's not going to sound right. So, hi-fi and surround. We'll adjust the volume up to 100%. We'll adjust this volume up to 100%. Adjust this volume to 100%. Apply. I am on the surround sound speakers in the room here, so if there's a nasty echo that forms, let me know, because the mic might pick it up. Now do you hear this coaster? Awesome. No bad echoes either, I'm hoping. See, that's how much latency is in the stream. Is that tilt? No, it's not tilted. That's an optical illusion from hell is what that is. So that's how much latency is in a stream. Like, I'm already back over to the coaster whenever I saw that chat. But I want that latency there because it delivers a better stream. There we go. I'm starting to hear Planet Coaster 2 music. Got a nice little lip on the edge of the building here. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go ahead and highlight all the way around here. Rotate this bad boy around. Oh no. Oh, of course the orientation's gonna be off for the move. Ugh. I hate when that happens. No matter which one you choose, either relative or world, it's ugh. That's going to be close enough. Absolutely nothing precise is going to happen here for this. Sad to say. I'm going to actually... This piece here, stupidly, did not line up. So I'm going to grab this manually. And just bump it out a tiny fraction. So it covers that. Perfect. So there we go. We got the roof one, which is a nice hardwood roof. We got the nice upper roof done. So now we can put on some services to this. When you go with services on a rooftop, I mean, look at any roof in real life. There's a couple objects. There's usually some kind of like power systems or boxes, you know, relays, or some kind of like HVAC system. In this case, it's an open air structure. There wouldn't be much of an HVAC system, but maybe the ride has some kind of heat exchanger or something that has to be on the roof for whatever reason. Grab that. So maybe put one of these, like maybe over the operator's booth. And I mean, you can make it work within whatever degree of imagination you need to use for it, so. Let's go ahead and sink it in. And it should, yeah, it doesn't pop out the top, good stuff. And then it'll need a comparatively sized heat exchange system on the roof itself. So maybe that runs some component like under the track. By the way, if you guys didn't know, they actually added the head from the old coasters. So that's pretty cool. Like, here's the tail. Here's I think this is scalable. Yeah. Here's a giant bird. That is actually cool, and I think we're gonna use that. And maybe part of the sign. Yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. That's a fun thing. Alright, back to this HVAC system. There's a specific piece I am looking for down here in the menu. I'm not seeing it. Okay, there we are. Alright. A bigger unit up here. Something a little more chunky. And because I don't want this to interfere with the staff member on duty, like with what they're doing, I'm gonna move it back here into this corner. A little further back, actually. Right to here. And then I'm gonna run a pipe out of it and into the floor. And I know it's like, what the hell are you doing, Jason? It's just, literally, this is just like, I don't know, some kind of realism. Like something to say, this area has infrastructure. This device does something. There's corrugated steel. I have to remember that for future use. Sometimes I see things in game I've never realized were even there. I don't like that at full size. What about at 50%? Will it look right? Yeah, it'll look fine. I breathe through my mouth. If you guys hear me breathing, just mention it. Especially if it gets annoying. Be like, hey, you know, you're breathing right into the mic. Sometimes I forget. There we go. Just some kind of like infrastructure. I'm gonna paint this black actually so it blends in. Some kind of infrastructure. Oops. Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? I'm sorry, but that is not what I'm selecting. I have to do that hard zoom thing. Combine these guys all up. Grab it, go over to here, and then select this and go to black. Alright, perfect. Blends in, sort of? Yeah, blends in, sort of. Now, next question is, how does the staff member get up and down out of here? Well, first of all, we have a safety problem. We have this edge where a guest could fall off. And you guys know, if you've been to an amusement park, fall and all kinds of other crap. So you need to make sure you have some kind of preparation in place. I actually, when I was at Hershey Park last year, I watched a kid get out of her mother's hands and go up over the railing or something and land on the other side. The mother shoved the staff members out of the way who were trying to stop her from going to no man's land to go grab her kid, who was on the other side screaming. And I thought, oh, this is the find out part of the F around is what this is. Because they were both ejected from the park. The kid was an old enough age, and, you know, there was nothing that indicated they didn't have any awareness of what they were doing. It looked like it was purely out of defiance for the mom saying, don't go there, don't be over there. Because they were climbing around on the railing. But yeah, if a kid, especially a kid, if a kid definitely can go somewhere they shouldn't be, they're going to go there. I always laugh about the safety fence because I'm like, you guys would totally go past that. Because I know you guys. If you could, you would. And there's people that do explorations and not realize, you know, where they're at could be dangerous. You get those exploratory people on YouTube that, like the abandoned Disney stuff. They don't realize Disney's no longer protecting guests in that area. The safety infrastructure isn't there. So we're going to get rid of this pole out here, I think. I more or less wanted a way to integrate the walkway into the building on this side so that when I go to build that part, it's a little better. But now we have this this whole area here, and there's this open spot here on the back There's a lot of different ways to deal with this. I just struggled because I couldn't put my arm on my desk. Because I smacked my pop filter. Kind of had a floppy moment where I kept lifting my arm up and dropping it. Alright, anyway. Would that make sense there? No. Would that make sense there? Custom supporting, Teddy. No, I have not. I've done a little bit of it. I'm not good at it. I need a lot more practice with it, is what I'm saying. Sorry if I seem distracted. I'm trying to figure out what to put in this area. Put one of these. Just a doodad. A thingy. A thingamabob here. However, I'm more than willing to be open to instructions. So if you and Loopty want to put together a video for me or a set of instructions, go ahead and DM me with that stuff. You know, I can help out. I can learn. I do know the basics. I get it. I mean, I actually went to school to be an engineer. So, yeah. Granted, it was a mechanical engineer, but and not structural. But I actually originally wanted to design roller coasters, if you can believe. My Alexa just went off in the other room. I have no idea why. And I can't hear it well. Huh. Maybe over here I can do rooftop access? Oh, what an interesting idea. No. I think I'm getting too far down the rabbit hole over here to make any kind of use. I'm going to come back to that spot. I'm not sure what to do to fill that in. So, we put the railing in. We need one more rail over here, I think. Yeah. And then something to the corner. Some kind of bulk infrastructure I can just put into the corner. I'll have to get back to you on what to do there. I think I'm going to put a large concrete structure that sinks through on each of the four corners. And that's going to solve the problem there and in the front. And it won't look too bad on the left or the right either. This is one of my favorite in-game songs, if you guys can hear it. Put that bird there like that. You guys still have not named the coaster. Waiting on a name for it. Yeah, let's try a little bit of supporting. I can look at this and I can say, yeah, I can do this. Big pipes, you know, piece of concrete on the ground. It's the connection to the coaster, which I realize you can legit just go ahead and put down pipes that just touch the track. And at a rough glance, even a POV, never gonna matter. Oh yeah, Marvy, I get that. That is a good tactic to do. Is to, well, if you guys didn't see his chat, Marvy said you can take the custom supports, you can take the supports in game and make custom supports from that. Because I do need custom supports along this arc, most definitely. Along this arc over here, this inversion over here does need some additional supporting, I think. music kind of got wild here. Let me see if you guys have dropped any more questions on the Q&A portion. You have not. Let's look at the poll. So 12% said they're not excited for the future attractions of the area. What are you doing here then? What are you doing here? Good to know. Good to know. It's like eating a bowl of Raisin Bran and saying, God, I hate Raisin Bran. Why'd you eat it? No, I get it. If you're not excited about the coasters in the area, there's nothing I can do to help you, but I get it. So I'm thinking about these paths. My ADHD brain is like, nope. So, okay, let's work the pathway back around the other side. It's a good activity. So when I'm first on, I just follow the fence, and then I just start ad-libbing off of it from there, because the fence will follow. I'll just take the fence and repeat it from there. So the coaster section of a park is usually the worst place for crowd levels. It's busy. There's lots of people. Some people are agitated because there's lots of people. You have lots happening. So I always try to make my coaster section, especially since Coaster Hallow is like, I mean, there's coasters everywhere in Funland, right? If you just look at Funland, here we'll go up aerial for a minute, okay? There's a coaster over here. There's a coaster here. There's a coaster here. There's one here. There's a coaster back here. Funland, there's a coaster here. Funland is a coaster heavy area. There was actually more coasters at one time, but I lost the park file. I can actually show you guys that right now. Down here where Medusa's lair in the theater was, I picked up the theater and I moved it over here. And then I took Medusa's lair out because it's been closed for years, right? And I built this huge, almost like Candemonium or Jolly Rancher Remix at Hershey Park. It was just this big drop coaster, so pull you back, drop you, go through the routine, and then you go back up another hill and then drop backwards, go back through the routine, and then glide back into the station. Here goes Skimmer. It's always fun to watch. The Skimmer sign is so interactive, but I had to put another Skimmer sign over here, and my my sign is upside down on that one. No. Oh, jeez. What is happening? So, I got that flipped around. But I had to put another one over there because during the spotlight that was done of it, Clouds did a spotlight of it. And, it was pointed out in the spotlight, it was like, there's not a lot of signage. There's like a sign down here. So Funland is getting a lot of signage. Yeah, those damn NPCs. Alright, now let's consider some lighting for this coaster. So, when I'm looking at lighting for this type of a coaster, during the daytime, the lighting level is fine, so I can go with any lights in the game. But, if I go to nighttime, okay, now I need to bring the coaster to life at night. I don't know if you guys can tell, I do not like attaching anything to anything. So like the lights and all that, like it's all free floating because I cannot stand when you can't move things independently and you've got to open up something and all that other stuff. So I'm thinking I want a more dramatic light over the area. It's too dull. Had to go with the high ceiling, didn't I? Yeah, so I'll do this dramatic light kind of right over the coaster. Right here. And then ceiling. So I'll do it like right here. And then I'll try to evenly move this down the building. Oh, mercy me, that is annoying. So, the rotation is not set to the build. I've got to work on my settings for the game. Sometimes certain stuff just is not set correctly. See how it's just slightly off? And like I can move it back in the line. It's just, it's annoying I have to do that. Maybe go back this far. I'll do 4 of them. Just to make sure they're actually lined up, or it'll bug the hell out of me. Now I think when I select these two, the average should be more in line. Yeah. Because now the game knows what orientation I want with this. I'll make sure it sneaks out the back there just enough to light this area up. Now, as far as these back areas here for the coaster, they do need some source of lighting. Now, it's fairly easy now than it ever was, because I can literally just scale up any of the pole lights, and they are more than sufficient for the ride itself. I just had to pick the one I like the most. I kind of like this one the most for this type of build. That's entirely too big. Is that about right? Yeah, it's about right. And then I want to make sure it's away from the coaster far enough that the coaster won't clip it. So I'm sure you can tell that I 100% forgot I wanted a building over the brake run. It's okay. It's more than okay. Now there's a smaller version of this light, the normal size, that I'm going to put all around on the pathway here. And that's going to give us our nice pathway lighting. Take all the scary corners out everywhere. Drop one in there. And drop one in there. Perfect. That gives us our nice lighting. Now, over the queue line here, okay, I want to put some kind of lighting system in place for guests. As far as this goes, and maybe you guys can toss in your 2 cents on this. I hate this giant, nonsensical cage thing they have at the end of the ride. Don't know what it's for, don't know why they do it. It's annoying, and I think it's a waste. Let's go ahead and put in maybe... Ooh, we could do a nice stick light here. Like, I don't know. Maybe back far enough. No, no torch. Maybe the multi-bulb? No, too ridiculous looking. Flower looks out of place. The stick light looks like it's the best option. I mean, obviously black. Base. Black. That. Confirm. Alright. Then it'd fit in better. The area. Like that. And then we can put one over here. And then the queue line cattle pen up here could definitely use some lighting. So we'll put some here. 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 No, that's exactly what I want you to do. All right. Just a friendly reminder, you guys haven't named the ride yet. I'm going to name it myself. Super crazy to me that there's birds in the music and it's nighttime in the game. That's a fun sort of clash. I really can't put this light anywhere where it's going to be of use. So maybe a stick light over the top, which does run the risk of looking stupid, but I make it work. Take this light as a distraction. Go ahead and shift this over. Alright, I'm naming the coaster Raven. Raven. Raven's Flight. Hope you guys like it. Raven's Flight needs a warning. Rule sign or warning sign. Oh, Marvy. Oh, yes. No, listen. That's amazing. That's amazing. That will be the name of it. So Marvy has suggested Nevermore. You know, if you think about, all right, so Nevermore is I'm gonna get the name of the author wrong, but I'm gonna say Alfred Hitchcock, but that's probably not right. It might be right, but it's you know, the Raven. I'm just drawing a blank. I think it's Alfred Hitchcock. So the Raven is you know, hark the Raven, nevermore. Marvy's laughing. So the hark the Raven, nevermore. So yeah. So anyway, it's gonna be nevermore. We're doing it. Nevermore. Love it. I love it. It has a personality to it. It has a thing to it. A drive. So what do you think? Maybe a little sun protection down here for the peeps? Let's see if we got anything in the hopper. The hopper. Edgar Allan Poe. That's it. There it is. Read that book as a kid. Glass is not a good protection from the sun. There's a huge utility fence too. Let's drop some daylight in this place. Don't have to live in the dark. Go back, grab our scenery, create custom, go to scenery, go to the rocks. And let's drop some stones down in here. Yes, I love this. Edgar Allan Poe. Hey, Laurel Doonesbury, how are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Super excited to see you. I don't think I've seen you around much before. Unless you're someone in an alternative account. No. Cannot call 911. Alright, so moving on to the area here by the lift hill. I'm just going to add some bushes in here. Try to do a little bit of terrain paint. No, I do not play Roblox, bud. Sorry. Long time ago I played a game called Blockland. A little bit like Roblox. I got very tired of it. Kind of grew out of it. I don't knock Roblox, think it's a cool game, but it does seem to be for a bit of a younger audience. I've never really had much fun with it. Of course, most of my consumed time has been on Planet Coaster, and I mentioned earlier in the stream that I play like Satisfactory, Factorio, Minecraft, a lot of games, a lot of little games. Okay, Laurel. Thank you for coming. Alright, so we're going to continue work, I think, here on the backside. So I think that the corner issue can be solved with those concrete pillars, like I said before, but I'm going to get to that at a different time. My motivation to fix that is dropping a bit. My ADHD's kicking in. So I kind of want to move on to some other asset here to work on. Let's see. Yeah, you can stay on live, bud. Hang out. I'm just building this ride here called Nevermore. Hang out. We like the company. Just just be chill. You know what I mean? So let's check the ride out in this, like a cinematic walkthrough. The staff are very excited about this, apparently. I think the staff are kept pretty happy. I have a lot of staff rooms and stuff all over the place, so they're kept pretty happy, and they have low workloads because there's a lot of them. Because I'm not playing in financial mode, so I just loaded it up. But here's the nice panorama of Nevermore. I think I'm going to write the words Nevermore either up the lift hill, Now, Laurel, I'm going to have to let you know, I'm not sure what the deal is there. If you need to call the cops in real life, do so on your own there, okay? But I'm not sure what that's all about in the chat. That's why I said we're gonna stay kind of chill here and just being relaxed and enjoying the stream. All right. If you're in some kind of situation where you need to call the police, you shouldn't be on a Planet Coaster 2 live stream, in my opinion. Okay? Alright, moving on to the coaster here. I'm not sure what the deal is there with the chat, but Laura, I don't know if you're still watching or whatever. If you need help in real life, go ahead and get help, but let's not do that in the stream. I don't know what that's for. I know, you know, people try to be funny and stuff. Yeah, so that's a good point by Marvy. So let's take it serious, okay? Call 911, tell them you want to order a pizza. They will immediately know what you're talking about, okay? The operator will tell you toppings that match the situation you're in. Tell them you want, you know, they'll give you like pepperoni or mushroom, and it means like, are you being held captive? Or you know what I mean? So, yeah, or whisper. They will know what you mean. Just, if you call and you say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in that offer right now, they know what that means too. They know that you can't talk because you're in front of somebody, but if you're doing it just to be cringy or anything in the chat, it's not welcome here, okay? Because I know the younger generation, you guys have... I read an article about how, like, our generation of millennials, we kind of had everything. We had Vine, we had memes, we had the internet. And so what was the younger generation left with was pretty much a meme about beans and a few other random things. So you kind of create your own drama. You create your own situations. That's why I said we kind of want to stay chill here in the chat. We want to be relaxed and we want to talk about the coaster. If you're having a real life situation and you're here to get help, like I said, go ahead and do the 911 thing yourself, and just besides the fact that we might not even be in the same country, you know what I mean? We're not in the same country, we're not in the same region. I wouldn't even know what to say to them on 911, and I don't want you putting personal information in the chat. If you're serious, that'll further endanger you, just because the internet is not a nice place, and you should never put serious information in any public chat. But you know, at the same time, if you're just joking, that's also a great way to get yourself into a non-joking situation. So, just some good advice for you. Because you seem like you're younger, and you seem genuine, but I can't tell if you're being cringy and memey or if you're being serious, that you really need help. But just showing up on a random live stream asking someone to call 911, it's a little odd. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure how I could even help. Like, I don't know. I don't want you to be in a dangerous situation, obviously. I care a lot about everybody, whether I know them or not. But if you're not in a situation and you're just doing that meme thing that, you know, the younger generation does, just don't, okay? We'll just chill, relax, watch the stream. Contribute a little too. I mean, if you're here to have fun, and you're not in a dangerous situation, contribute a little bit. Tell me some things you want to see me build. I'll build them. Alright, moving back to the backside of this structure. I'm not sure what to do about this floating walkway thing that I have going on here. I think I have it in me to build like a whole other like structure if I wanted to here. But I don't know if you guys want me to. You're the ones that have sit through watching me do it, so. I mean, otherwise I can try to replicate these supports and just add a couple more underneath, or get rid of them altogether and add my own supports. That might be fun. What about a concrete walkway support? Like, first of all, I can't replicate this in the game. I'm almost 100% sure I can't replicate that. Because we don't have that foot. Why we don't have that foot, I don't know. Because if it's there in game, it's there. It's just not available. And I know, like, I think it's .net has this great way of, like, backtracking through the game's files and trying to find that kind of stuff. But I don't know if they ever have. Because, like I said, if the game has it here as an automatic thing underneath, technically it can be an item that you could have in game. You just would have to get it to, oh, pull up the terrain. I like that, Marvy. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. See? This is why I like when you guys participate. So we pull up the terrain to meet this, is what Marvy's saying. And I love that, because along the back here. So I'll show you how we do this. So we go ahead and this is something I love doing because I don't do custom supports very often. But we come up to, like, right to the bottom of the structure, okay, and then, like, I want to try to, like, even it out right to, like, in line with it, like this, okay, and then everywhere where I'm going to have it, so, like, along there, back here, along this edge. Yeah, Tired Dude 17, welcome to the chat. The game is very buggy, but they have done a lot to fix the bugs. Now, so I'm on this, I'm in the camp where I kind of have embraced the bugs, and have kind of gone with it. Because I am a YouTuber, because I am eventually going to try to make a career out of YouTubing and streaming, that's like a companion to my regular career, which is actually in a factory, if you guys didn't know. I want to embrace the things of the game. So sometimes the bugs irritate me as well, but I try to work with them. Now, I have encountered several that were very frustrating. And maybe not so much bugs, but features as well. Like, when we started the stream, we realized an entire maintenance area, transfer track, and everything from Mystic Timbers back here is gone. Like, it's all gone. This was a whole building in here. I mean, there were statues and pillars, and it fit with the theme. And I'm super, super freaking annoyed that it's gone, because it was a lot of work. Alright, we're matching the terrain up here to the edges. One thing I want to hear you guys talk about a little bit, maybe in chat, is what are you doing this week? Anything interesting? Next weekend, I'm going to an RV show. I like going there, checking out all the RVs I can never afford. You know, they have a lot of the tiny house stuff and things that I have a lot of interest in all that. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a day trip, so I'll be back same day, a lot of time in the car, which I'm not a big fan of. I was actually in a car accident once when I was a kid, and then I was in a car accident when I was a little bit older. And I get very paranoid on a car ride. So let's see if I go back through the chat here. So Marby said you lost 2 hours worth of progress because of the game locking up. Yeah, I remember that, and that's very frustrating, and it's hard to overcome that. And then Tired Dude said I used to click buttons on my mouse to move the camera because my scroll button broke, so I couldn't use it. In the most recent update, they broke it, and now I can't play, plus can't afford a new mouse. Sorry to hear that, bud. Sorry to hear that. We actually have a community member that found out today their PC doesn't run Planet Coaster 2. They've been moving houses and getting around to getting back into the community and playing again, and they find out their PC isn't good enough for Planet Coaster 2. So I think their end conclusion was they're going to try to run it anyway. I actually got this PC I'm on, which can do true darkness, like when you're underneath a roof or whatever, it's actually lit or dark. Or if you build a tunnel here, I'll show you guys the tunnel. You just build a tunnel into the ground, right? And then you go inside, it'll get darker and darker and darker. Okay. That whole thing is something that I couldn't do before, and I had to upgrade my PC. I didn't have the means to upgrade, so I went to a friend, and they were willing to offer me help. I actually found a $400 deal in Newegg for a RTX-based graphics card, NVIDIA graphics card, which is capable of doing the ray tracing, you know, the game's graphics. You can see a little graininess, like when I move. See that graininess to the terrain there? But overall, it works well. And I'm happy with it. And then Marvy, I see that you have a major job interview. Fantastic. Happy about that. I'm actually have, if you guys didn't know, Marvy is the official sponsor of the channel. Marvy has a 3D print shop. And Marvy, feel free to drop a link to that in the chat for folks. And if you guys want, you get a special discount as part of the channel. So that's on our Discord. You go to the Discord. And the one information section that talks about the discount you can get on 3D printing. So I play Magic the Gathering in real life with some friends. You know, we're old-fashioned. We were all around when the game came out, so I'm an old fart, so you guys know. But yeah, so we were around when the game came out, and we enjoy Magic the Gathering still to this day. We actually all work in the same factory. And that's a really fun way for us to relax. And I'm working on maybe getting a life counter, because I kind of feel tacky using the cardboard one. But a friend of mine, Joey, is really cool about it. Like he's let me borrow all his gear. He has a big cabinet in his house. His kids don't play. He'd like for them to, but they don't play. So he's happy to have somebody to play with. Yeah, there's the website, marvygin3d.com. If you guys want to check that out. Really awesome selection. And Marv, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you actually go on there's a website you list, and if a person goes on there and finds a model they want, you can work with them on it. So it's not just the stuff. But good gracious, Marvy. This was such a great idea. Oh yeah, you're yeah, Marvy and I are a bit older. we're both a bit older. I can say how old. So might as well just keep it private information. So we're gonna look at some railings here. I don't like vertical railings. Okay. I don't like a vertical rail. The horizontal is okay. Vertical rails, kids get their heads stuck in vertical railing. Yeah, there's the website. Sorry for the latency. But Marvy, this whole suggestion of having this elevated area here, perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It absolutely works. I can put a little foliage up here. So the guests should have some kind of immersion into the ride. So they have the birds, the birds are happening. So there's only one bird in game. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I'm having fun. I certainly am having fun. I can do this all day. Hang out with you guys all day. I actually routinely play Planet Coaster 2 for hours at a time. So what do you think? Should we do some shameless advertising back here for some of the services in the park, like Latte Love? Should we go ahead and drop that in there? It's gonna look tacky and out of place. Poor guests, they get advertised to while they're in line. I don't think so. You know what I think I'd like to put back here? Let's mess with custom screens. Let's mess with some custom screens. So we got screen supports, which I never use. I should. Oh, that's enormous. That's not gonna work. Okay. Problem is I don't have any custom media set up in my device yet. Average Six Flags advertising, you're damn right. Hershey Park's just as bad. You'll go through and you'll get a Sunoco advertisement in the middle of a ride and you're like, what is this? Knoebels Grove, which was my park growing up, which is in the northeast part of PA. That park is notorious for it. You would get an advertisement for Hershey's, ice cream, and you're on a ride, and you're like, what is this? So let's go with because this is the only custom one I have is a new attraction is coming soon, and it's not set for vertical format. So let's go with a portrait format of Chief Beef. Yeah, Knoebels with the free admission, you're right. It makes a lot of sense because they need that advertising. The only thing that's a pain in the neck there is trying to count out your tickets when you're getting on a ride, and then trying to manage them. But I've always loved that park. That's actually my first coaster of my entire life was Phoenix. I was maybe 9 years old. My mother grabbed a hold of me and shoved me into the line. She had 7 children. She wasn't dealing with one whiny kid that was staying outside the ride. She wanted to ride. So we all got in line. I remember I was blind terrified. Because to me, a coaster was the worst thing in the world that you could do to yourself. It was awful. Like, I was like, how could a human being ever ride something like this? And, like, I grabbed a lap bar. I laughed the entire way. My brother next to me screamed. Just screamed. And then started bawling hysterically. So, he did not have a good time. And now he's got a bad back, so, like, he doesn't even try to ride them anymore. But, yeah. For me, I was addicted. My bedroom had posters all over it of, like, different amusement park coasters. I remember I was a Boys Life subscriber because I was a Boy Scout before all that kind of got problematic, if you know what I mean. And so I just sort of always had, like... they would do this whole coaster section, like, with a physics lesson. And, like, Scouts Day out to, like, the amusement park, you know. So my bedroom walls were covered in coaster pictures. And anytime I went to the carnival, because, you know, I grew up in a small redneck town with a farm on every corner of it, and your rear end was at the carnival during the summer, or else during the school year, you were nobody. You were nobody. Oh, that Chief Beef advertisement is going to get old quick. It's okay. That's the point. So we'll go with these letters being maybe a clashing color. Nevermore. I like they're more subtle. This edge over here definitely needs a railing too. And maybe one thing so this irritates the crap out of me in playing a coaster, but there's no steps. there's no steps. If you type in steps, right? Click all, nothing. If you type in stair, you get 3 ladder variants. Ladder variants. Why? Why is there no just basic, run-of-the-mill, non-functional steps? Now you can take this and, like, repeat it beside itself, or like take, like, I don't know, the medium one and scale it up, like, bigger. That's, like, way too big, but you get the gist. I mean, I could do all that. Or I could build it. Yeah, so Tired Dude. Yeah, Tired Dude. That sounds, it's Tired Dude, not Tired. Well, maybe it is, like a play on words. I don't know, you have to tell me. So, that's, yeah, it feels like a downgrade. It really does. I mean, I don't often do, like, the negative Nancy thing about, like, all the differences in Planko 1 and Planko 2. But that's one of them. That's one of them. Gets to me. At scale, that feels stupid. I mean, look how big a ride seat is compared to this. I'm like, it would take somebody with humongous legs to even climb up the side of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to do this the hard way. Because I'm on a PC, I don't care about piece count. Let's scale that back a bit. It's probably scaled about right. I'll go ahead and drop that into about brick high. Go ahead and move this guy over. And I'm sure you guys can see immediately what I'm trying to do here. And then I'm going to rotate this up and over with an angle snap. No, not that rotation, you dummy. That. Cool. Who's tired of the Chief Beef advertisement yet? I am. So if you guys don't know the backstory between me and Chief Beef, Movement Little Socks has this contest last year called Lakeside Vale. and I totally flaked on it. My channel here was growing a bit, so you know it starts to turn into like a full-time job where you're managing like what content you're gonna post, blah blah blah. So anyway, I go ahead and I start building in Lakeside Vale, and it was actually a series on my channel. You can go back and watch these episodes. And partway through, for whatever reason, Jason decides to delete his entire park and start over. And that was its own episode. You can actually look that up on my channel here, but that's its own episode. And as a result, I never finished in time. And then I got super intimidated because of all the builds that were coming in, and people were just doing some mind-blowing crap with their parks.